back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 85. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyAndSellDVC.com.
Today is September 21st, 2022, and your 11-month booking window at your home resort is August 21st, 2023. The 7-month window is April 21st, 2023. And I just want to mention right now, for some people, this is the optimal buying window, if you will, because it is 9/21. Disney has a cutoff date that's usually around December 4th to December 9th, where the file has to close by that date in order for them not to collect the 2023 dues. So if you buy right now, and I'm talking, within the next 15 days, you most likely the listing is going to be listed as, if it has points from 2022, you're not going to have to pay the dues on those points. And then you're going to want to get it closed by the deadline in December. And then it closes, and then you'll get a bill for December. And then that's when you can choose if you want to pay it in one lump sum or you want to pay it monthly. So it is, I would say it's the craziest time of the year because, number one, Disney does work faster because they give everybody a warning on what the date is. And then, of course, we're trying to work with the sellers and buyers to make sure that they don't delay when they get their final documents so they can get them back and get it closed, because you don't want to go, chasing the dues from the buyer and then it delays the closing, things like that. So a lot of people, the people that are seasoned DVC buyers, that they want the bill for 2023, so they want to get it bought and closed before the deadline, so they can get that bill. So I just wanted to mention that right now. And then the other thing I did want to mention, I don't remember if I've mentioned this in the past, but I guess I'm just making a prediction here. So this is September 21st, 2022. I'm just saying my prediction is when the Polynesian opens up, when the new resort at the Grand what's the tower?
It's gonna be at the Disneyland Hotel.
Disneyland Hotel. When that opens up,
there, yeah.
I don't think that they're going to have the same restrictions as the Riviera. I
think you're probably right, but
and it's really
crystal ball out.
Well, it's because if you look at this year, Disney's bought back a bunch of Saratoga Springs properties, a bunch of Animal Kingdom properties, a bunch of Old Key West properties. You have to remember, and of course you have Disney Vacation Club guides. And Disney Vacation Club guides, of course, are they're human beings just like everyone else. They have families, and they have goals that they have to meet.
Insider info.
they have goals that they have to meet. Yeah. Well, and I just think that you have these consumers, and Disney Vacation Club also works so successful based on word of mouth. Someone's on a bus wearing a Disney Vacation Club hat, and they say, "Oh yeah, we've been members for 10 years. It's the best thing ever. You should look into it." Well, all of a sudden you bring this Riviera into the mix, and then somebody's like, "Oh, what's this Riviera about?" And then somebody tries to explain Riviera and how it works, and it creates so much confusion.
It muddied the water completely. Yeah.
and then if you have someone that gets this prior knowledge, whether it's correct knowledge, incorrect knowledge, whatever it is, and then they go to see a Disney Vacation Club guide, and they're like, "Well, but I understand if I buy Riviera, I can't, whatever." And to me, the guide's like, "Yeah, that's why you should buy Saratoga. That's why you should buy Animal Kingdom." Like the guides are going to go to the least amount of resistance. So I just think that the Riviera thing is, and the other thing is historically, if you buy, especially if you buy resale, but let's say you bought Bay Lake Tower in 2009 for $95 a point. Now it sells for $160. It went up in value. Well, the Riviera is kind of just staying there. It's not doing anything,
Yeah, it's kind of hovered right around.
Yeah, so there's just no movement. It's just staying there. But so a guide, they have people that say, hey, I bought this from you. I now want to sell it because I want to buy something else. So the guide's, of course, hoping that they bought something that's gone up in value. They can sell it, buy something. I mean, it works better for the guides if what they purchased has now increased in value. And so I just wanted to, just based on everything that happened in 2022, that's my prediction, is that it's just, they're not going to have the same restrictions because I'm not really sure if it served its purpose.
Yeah. There's one of those things that when they first came out with it, we were like, what is Disney doing? What is the actual purpose of this? And it was kind of hard to justify. It's like maybe they're trying to hurt resales a little bit, but they're hurting themselves in the meantime, because when you go to sell it, they can only be used at Riviera only and not the other resorts. That kind of hurts their own direct customers. So it was like, what is Disney trying to do here? I think you may be right that they're going to try to get away from that a little bit because they realized probably it was kind of a mistake.
Yeah, because it hurts their Disney Vacation Club guides, and like you say, it hurts the purchaser that doesn't increase in value. So again, that's my prediction. We'll try to remember I made that 9/21/2022. We'll see if I'm right there or not. I think you kind of agree, though.
Yes, with what they've done with Grand Floridian, and I'm actually talking about Grand Floridian's new resort studios in a few minutes. But yeah, I think that they'll probably go that similar route as well with Polynesian, and maybe not sure about the Disneyland Hotel, what they're going to do, because it's a different resort that they haven't offered before. Where right now they only have Grand California being part of DVC. Poly, I think you're absolutely right. Definitely, I think they'll probably go that route like they do with Grand Floridian. Not sure what they're going to do with Disneyland Hotel, just because it's brand new and they're not even selling Grand Californian directly right now. So that one's kind of like the wild card, I think.
So now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review, there's only so many restaurants I can go to. I go the same ones over and over a lot of times when it's at Walt Disney World, because you get accustomed to everything. And we went to Yak Yeti at Animal Kingdom. I've eaten there before. This time, I'm doing my wife and my son's food because I ate a lot of their food. They got the chicken and shrimp lo mein from Yak Yeti. They've gotten it in the past, and I'm gonna give you a tip right now. My family did this. I asked the waiter if it was okay. He was absolutely perfectly fine with it. When you normally get the lo mein there, it's like half noodles, half vegetables. And my family doesn't really like the vegetables as much. And I think if you want lo mein, you really kind of want the noodles. So we were able to ask the waiter, could we please have it without vegetables, just noodles? And he was like, oh, absolutely, not a problem at all. So both of them got it with just the noodles in there. It was a nice big portion. The chicken was $21.99. The shrimp was $22.99. Definitely the way to go with just being noodles. Everybody liked it. I enjoyed it as well. Going forward, I think that's going to be my go-to. I've only tried a couple things, and so far this has been my favorite thing I've had at Yak Yeti. It's compared to other like lo mein. So I'm from New York and New Jersey, so I'm used to some pretty decent Chinese food. Sometimes I like other lo meins maybe a little bit more, but it's a very solid lo mein. It gets an 8.2. If there's any other recommendations of stuff that you've tried at Yak Yeti that you really enjoy, please put them in the comment section, because I'm sure I'll be going back at some point, because I'm a Landry's member and it's super easy to get into the restaurant when everything else has a line. So, but 8.2, it's a good lo mein. And what's nice is really nice portion on it as well. It's a nice big bowl. You saw it in the photo that we just had up there. And again, from what I had, and I'll talk about this in a future episode, I was still hungry after eating mine, so that's why I was able to take some of their lo mein and their chicken and their shrimp and enjoy theirs as well.
And what do you say, it was like medium-sized shrimp?
Yeah, it was medium-sized shrimp. And
that's the best size, really. I'm just saying.
I was honestly surprised with how many shrimp there were. So say it was medium-sized shrimp, there were probably 15 in the bowl. Like, so the nice, a nice big size one. A lot of times if you get shrimp lo mein, you've got like the little shrimp almost that they kind of like use in like salads and stuff. These were nice medium-sized shrimp, probably, I'd say somewhere between 15 and 20 shrimp on there. So that they didn't skimp out on the shrimp, which is the most expensive part. So I was very, very happy with the meal.
Perfect. And was it a long wait or reservation? Or?
With Landry's, they kind of move you to the top of the list.
Okay.
And I think the wait was about 40 minutes for everyone else with the Landry's, I think maybe we waited about 12 minutes.
Fancy.
I mean, there's some places like the Landry's you can use it at T-Rex and at Rainforest Cafe as well. And other times, like I remember we went to, I know I'm going off topic here, but we went to T-Rex on 4th of July several years ago. And there was a 2-hour wait, and I think we were in like 5 minutes. So I think Yak Yeti only has a certain amount of tables that they reserve for Landry's members. So if one of those specific tables isn't available, you have to wait a little bit longer. Because I found that Yak Yeti has the longest wait out of the other Landry's restaurants. But still, I'll take a 12-minute wait instead of a 40-minute wait.
Nice. And now we're on to the DVC-rental side of things.
So I teased about this earlier. A couple weeks ago, we had friends who were staying at the brand new Grand Floridian Resort Studio, which is in the Big Pine Key section of the resort. We were able to go check it out, shoot some video from there. So that video will be on YouTube sometime shortly as well. The room is about 440 square feet. It has the 2 queen beds in there, which is really nice. They have a nice big desk when you walk in. It's a very fancy looking room, very deluxe. Only room for one person to actually sit at the desk though. And a lot of times when we go on vacation, my wife and I are both working, so we both got our laptops. We're facing each other with our laptops, back to back. So we're almost like playing a game of Battleship, if you can imagine that. But I mean, that's what we're used to. There was no room for that second person, if you had to do work, to be working at the desk, which was a little bit tough. All rooms now had the microwaves. It seemed like they still had the regular water, the chiller, not the full refrigerator that we talked about in the past. So I don't know if that fridge that was in that room will get down to the necessary 38 degrees, I believe it is, to keep dairy or medicines or stuff like that. So you look into that. But all of the rooms now have the microwaves. They brought them in there. Really, bathroom was really nice. Dual sinks, nice lit up backlit mirror, which was really nice. I will say though, it was one of the worst views I've ever had at any DVC resort. Because it was a standard view, so something to consider if you're going to be getting the standard view is that when you walk down to the balcony, it was the second floor, and we were just facing right in front of us another building. And they're doing work on that building, so there's just scaffolding across the entire building. So when you walked out, your entire view was just scaffolding on a building and like workers and stuff. So and you're hearing equipment running. Not the best option. It was, again, worst view I've had at any DVC resort. But again, any resort's gonna have some bad views, some amazing views. So it's not like I wouldn't stay here because of that, but just something to consider if you're looking at the standard view versus the lake view. You may want to pay some extra money, or use a couple extra points to try to get that lake view, because this standard view was not much. Even if the scaffolding's gone, you literally walk on your balcony and you're just looking at the side of a building. So,
and in regards to the microwave, did it look like out of place because they added in after?
No.
It was like
I think they had it on a little shelf that looked perfectly fine above. I forgot an area that they've got like a little coffee bar type thing set up where they've got a little Keurig there, and they also have like little Keurig coffees and some teas and maybe a hot Coke or something in there. So that was nice as well, and not normal for DVC rooms. That and a couple rooms at the Riviera are the only ones that have the Keurigs in them. But it was a very nice room. I'm a little more harsh on it, I think. But again, I know one of our coworkers who was staying there, they absolutely loved the room. They thought it was beautiful, and it was a beautiful room. They absolutely loved the room, and I was like, again, it was a really nice room. I'm picking apart a couple things just to give you a heads up, but really nice room. Also nice that only resort has this. It had 2 reading lights on each bed, so like built into the headboard, the little reading light just pops out. So if you're gonna sit there at night, just a nice option to have. Beautiful chandelier in the room. It's a lot of it is Mary Poppins themed, so it has like birds, it has the bulbs and then like glass birds all around it, individual little birds, and then one of them is a little penguin. The whole Mary Poppins and the penguin stuff. So it was a beautiful room, absolutely beautiful room, and yep, I would definitely stay there again. So that's really it.
That's fantastic.
That's all I got. Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and again, I just want to, if you're buying right now, you can get closed and you can receive that bill for your dues in 2023. If you end up, purchasing, say, October 10th or after, all that means is the dues for 2023 will have to be paid at closing, and then now you're covered, until January 2024. 2024, I'm saying already. Like, time just flies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come back and see us next week.
If you're watching this on our DVC Rental YouTube page, please jump over to Buy and Sell DVC. Just search, on your toolbar on YouTube, Buy and Sell DVC, and please follow and like those videos as well, because we're trying to get Jason out of this tie. I'm thinking we may have to abandon ship at some point.
It's going to be done by the end of the year. We're getting there.
It's getting there. It's going a little slower than I would like, and I feel bad for Jason. So please go from DVC Rental, go over to Buy and Sell, show it a little love, subscribe to it, because once we get to 1,000 subscribers, he can finally take this off. I mean, I don't have to see him in a Santa Claus tie. So let's get him out of there before it's Santa season, please.
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful day.